So, I usually want to keep the topics on my channel light-hearted and enjoyable, as well as funny, but this is a very serious topic, so I won't joke around or talk it nice. So, first of all, warning: scoliosis is a serious topic, and while I usually talk lightly about mine and joke about it, and I'm totally fine with jokes on mine, other people are not and can get easily offended by this. I will show what it is, so if you do not like seeing bent spines, then why are you even watching this video? I will tell my experience with the condition as how Google classifies it, as well as raise awareness for it. I heard people call it a myth or highly dangerous before, and it's not really either, although it can be dangerous. If you think you have it, talk to a professional. So let's get started. First of all, what even is scoliosis? Well, scoliosis is defined as a three-dimensional deviation in the axis of a person's spine. Most instances, including the Scoliosis Research Society, I didn't even know that existed until I researched this, damn, they define scoliosis as a cup angle of more than 10 degrees to the right or left. That's the definition of scoliosis, but let's get into more detail because scoliosis is actually quite a rabbit hole. So scoliosis is a medical condition in which the human or animal spine has a sideways curve. The curve is usually S or C-shaped. Mine was S-shaped. In some, the curve is stable. In others, though, it increases over time, like it was with mine. Mild scoliosis does not often cause problems. Severe cases, however, can interfere with breathing and can cause pain, which can be quite a lot. The cause of most cases is unknown. However, it's believed to involve a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Risk factors include having affected family members. Diagnosis is often confirmed per X-ray. Scoliosis usually occurs between ages 10 and 20. Males can be affected, although females are more often affected. How even is it exactly diagnosed? The many causes of scoliosis include neuromuscular problems and inherited diseases or conditions caused by the environment. An estimated 65% of scoliosis cases are idiopathic. About 15% are congenital and about 10% are secondary to neuromuscular disease. About 38% of variance in scoliosis risk is due to genetic factors, and the 62% is due to environment. The genetics are likely complex, however, given the inconsistent inheritance and discordance among monozygotic twins. The specific genes that contribute to the development of scoliosis have not been conclusively identified. When a person can cooperate, he or she is asked to bend forward as far as possible. This is known as the Adams Forward Bend Test and is often performed on school students. If a prominence is noted, then scoliosis is a possibility and an X-ray may be done to confirm the diagnosis. This was actually how my scoliosis was found out in the first place. In school, with the Adams Forward Bend Test. Anyways, when scoliosis is suspected, weight-bearing, full spine, and side view X-rays are usually taken to determine the scoliosis curves. Full-length standing spine X-rays are the standard method for doing this, which was how I got the 100 confirmation on this. Can it even be treated? If yes, how? Yes, it can definitely be treated by doing exercises given to you by professional therapists, wearing a corset or bracing, or in the worst case, getting surgery, like what happened to me. The surgery can take 4 to 6 hours. You are on narcotics to make you feel no pain nor to wake up in the surgery. You'll be in the ER for a few days and in hospital for roughly 2 weeks. It will hurt, but it will be definitely worth it in the end, as you will barely have back pain, no risk of death after surgery, and you can do everything again after a year. Yes, there are some negatives, especially in those weeks during hospital and the following weeks where your back still hurts from surgery, but after that I haven't really had anything that I can really say it hurts so badly I regret having had surgery. Well, I personally did all three, as I just said, and I'm still doing therapy somewhat consistently to avoid any potential pain the surgery could bring. We all know I don't do that. But you should. Doctors can explain it in a way better way, so talk to a professional when you think you have scoliosis, as mentioned at the start of the video. And talk to a professional if you want to undergo surgery. And inform yourself where you can do it. It is important. So, with the basics out of the way, let's talk a bit about my own scoliosis. I will keep the story as short as I can, so this video doesn't take like 3 hours. I was in primary school, second grade, when the school nurse saw a small bump on my back that was barely noticeable. Me and my mom went to the clinic and I got x-rayed for quite a while. Trust me, I was an awful kid. And yeah, I was diagnosed with scoliosis. A measly 10-degree turn, and that's not really something dangerous nor necessarily healthy. It's, as I mentioned before, a mere scoliosis. It's not severe and very noticeable. So a few days later, when I got into middle school, I had to start wearing a corset to avoid my scoliosis getting worse as it got worse. And it still continued to get worse, and I think I still have my latest corset here, which was weird. Like, seriously, it made my scoliosis worse from what it felt like. Anyways, back to the story. In summer of 2019, aka almost 2 years ago, no, over 2 years ago, I think, or almost, oh, well, anyways, 1 or 2 years ago, I had to get surgery. I had like a 150 plus degree spin in my back, and that's not good. That's a really severe case, and that can actually cause pain. Luckily, it didn't for me, but yeah, I had to get surgery. So, my scoliosis surgery took 6 hours, and they didn't need any external blood. Not because I requested so, but because they just didn't need it. And everything was perfect. They said they didn't really have issues. And I can tell you that I am perfectly fine now at the time of recording this video. Well, as fine as you can be when you have a slight cold. And yeah, I can do everything I could before the surgery by now, and I am really thankful I had it. Thanks and shout out to all the doctors who did surgery on me. I don't want to tell names for reasons, like privacy reasons, etc. And the nurses and my family and friends were actually supporting me during this time because it was fucking awful and painful. So, especially those 2 weeks after surgery, like seriously, it was quite painful. So, I thank everyone who supported me there. Yeah, so that was basically a short summarized version of my scoliosis. So for this next part of the video, I made a Twitter post and asked some people per Instagram DM and some people I know if they had questions about scoliosis. And I will just I collected the questions, and here are the questions that I received. So, how did scoliosis affect you? My back was stiff and I couldn't bend forwards much. Same with after the surgery, yet the surgery didn't affect me as much as I always was used to it being like that. What are your personal feelings on it? As mentioned previously, the surgery is extremely good and recommended. Yet, I despise the condition. What surgery did you undergo? Well, there is really only one steel bar surgery, as they call it. You get metal bars and screws in your back to fixate and correct your spine. I have 2 metal bars and 28 screws in my back. Did you ever notice your curvy back? As a kid, actually no. I generally thought everyone had that, mostly because I didn't know what it was, and kids are idiots. Did you have a good posture? No, I was standing next to my feet, quite literally. Do the metal bars hurt? Actually, no, but I do feel them sometimes, and it did hurt after surgery. But at the moment, no, they do not hurt. About how much does it cost to treat scoliosis? About 11,500 euros, which are roughly 13,508.48 US dollars at the cheapest, if I remember correctly, from what mine would have cost if healthcare wasn't free and I would have gotten it in a private hospital. Yeah, this stuff isn't cheap at all, but it really helps out with the pain, cramps, whatever you have, and I can only recommend it. And actually, through these questions and through asking people, I learned that more people I know have scoliosis than I actually thought. I had people ignore this question, not have any questions, which is also okay, and some asking me a lot, which I already had. So yeah, I had a lot of duplicate questions. Well, if you were one of these who got sent the video when it came out, you're one of these, I will send you the video when it came out because I wanted to give an extra small bonus because you helped me actually make this video. So shoutouts to you! I will allow you to advertise yourself in the comments if you want. So yeah, that's all I feel I should really talk about. If you have any more questions or want to share your own experience, even though you don't have to do so if you're not comfortable with it, do so in the comments down below. I probably won't make a video about my own scoliosis, as I'd have to get pretty deep into my personal life. So yeah, that's basically the video. It was way shorter than I expected it to be. If you want to follow me on Instagram, which would be @photographerkuro, on Twitch, which would also be @photographerkuro, and on Twitter, which would be karatorikikuro. Sayonara and ciao!